Change that. That's my fault, right?
Short reports.
Okay, it is 6:02 PM on Tuesday, May 26, 2026. We'll call the common council meeting to order. Let's stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Varga.
Here.
Romano. Here. Weigel.
Here.
Buckman.
Here.
Adams.
In front of you are the minutes from our last meeting on May 12th. Were there any changes or corrections? Okay, hearing none, can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Jennifer, seconded by Tad. Further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. Tad, Jennifer, and Dan approve. And the other two abstain, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Yes, okay. Other two abstain. We will open the floor for any public comment. Any public comment? Seeing none, we'll close public comment period. Next up is the CF1 review. So Dale, do you want to come up and just talk kind of in a nutshell about everything we got in front of us right now?
Yeah, in what order do you have?
Well, we have Renly Properties, Vidi2, and then Kyocera.
So let's start with Renly. So this is quality inspection gauge. And if you remember last year, we discussed this, looking at their employment versus what the SB1 was. They had lost a couple of customers during COVID, but they've continued with the 11. It's the same number they had last year, and you also look at the wages. They're pretty high for Columbia City. So, they continue to kind of be pretty steady. They've just never recovered from a couple of those lost customers in the COVID period. The next one, Vidi2, is the Holiday Inn. This one, the Deep Patel, who's the new manager out there, wanted to be here tonight, but he had a family emergency. In the past, this particular compliance form has been missing, and we now have Deep, who's the new manager. He's been in my office several times. I've been out there. He's worked diligently with Scott Wagner and L'Oreal. I think they've cleaned up quite a few issues out there, especially with maybe the pool and some other things. They just recently passed a Board of Health review where there's 100% they got an E rating. This one, while it's not built out, it is page 26, 27. They aren't asking to pick up where they left off. They missed those. That's behind. So this is, again, we're getting to the last couple of years. These percentages are pretty small in what they'd be getting. But I guess I should say, any questions on that?
This is their last year? Okay, so this is their last year, which means they'd only be at 10% of
10%.
abatement. And as kind of a reminder, with this one is, it was under a different manager, and that's really why a lot of the paperwork fell through the cracks and stuff. I will say that, going way back, remember, if you let's try this again. If you remember when Holiday Inn Express came, that was a big deal for our community. Part of that was the additional assessed value that would be put onto the property, and that would raise obviously our assessed valuation as a city, and also give another hotel option for our residents. Looks like their AV is at 2.8 million, which again is over what they actually had promised from it's over what the actual, if you will, from the previous year, if you will, not what over they had promised. But again, I don't know that they knew what they were promising at that point.
No.
Anyways, but still. So there's pro and con to that one, but again, there was 2 years worth that we didn't do any abatement for them, that they paid full, if you will. So, go ahead.
And then the last one, Kyocera, there's 3 of them, the personal property over the years. One of them, this has got to be about their last year, I think. And the one was missing the employment. They're all at 25. As you'll see, 2 of them were populated, and one they just missed filling that out. Drew Johnson and I talked briefly. I think things are going fairly well. Again, their parent company is in the Cleveland area, and they're pleased with Kyocera, especially since the move off of Swihart over to, I should read this Tower, because that's right. So, yeah, I mean, any questions? They continue to just kind of come along.
I had a question actually about the Kyocera. I'm not sure which one it says, but their actuals are down about, they're only at about 2/3 of their their estimates on their salaries on the, let's see which form this is.
Well, okay.
When they purchased the ERG6 CNC grinder.
That would be the CF
Yeah, so-
22.
Right, they were at 29, they were gonna hire 10 more, they should have been at 39, and they're only at 25. So I can't answer that other than, I do know Drew has some outstanding open recs, he is trying to hire some folks, but that 25 obviously is way below the 39.
Yeah.
So,
Was that the company that was trying to bring in a big piece of machinery?
no, that is DOT America, they're still,
Okay, okay, I got
that
it.
tariff ever goes away, they'll bring that in, not go away, I think it's reduced.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got
Nope,
mixed
you're
up a
good.
little bit.
Bill, I've got a question, just because I'm a layman to this still. Are any of these in compliance where they should be compared to the paperwork?
Well, so the paperwork is the SB one that was filled out when this was first done.
Correct.
So, yeah, so technically, like Ringling, they're way down below what that SB one is. So, you know, the compliance, you can say it is or it isn't.
So none of these are compliant from when they first filled out the form, is that
Well,
accurate?
as far as employment, they did make an investment.
Usually this
Yeah, good question.
This is just when they're.
And then the only last thing that I would say is,
Sold all their assets.
Well,
I appreciate you coming and educating us, but I do find it disheartening that these, I understand the guy from the hotel and the gentleman from Vector Mixes, but, you know, they do this, if it's 10 years, and correct me if I'm wrong, they know they have to come back every year, right? And then ask for it to continue, is that accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it disheartening that they can't even take their time out of the day to come to a meeting themselves, for us to ask questions to. So that's not your problem, nor is it your fault. I'm just simply making a statement that I don't think it's too much to ask for people to take a half hour of their time, or at least send a business representative to a meeting so we can ask questions, so.
I got something, I was reading through this afternoon, and there's a business tangible personal property assessment return, and it says here that the taxpayer sold all their assets in Indiana effective August 14th, 2025, and his final Indiana business tangible personal property assessment. What does that mean exactly?
Well, not having seen that before, but, you know,
To me, it was like, did they file bankruptcy or something with this?
not that I'm,
I mean, it's in here 3 different times. When I read through this, and I'm like, what?
well, so this is news to me, I don't know what that is.
Because it just, when you sell all your assets,
I can ask.
I'm just kind of curious. That doesn't sound very good to me.
good catch, Dan.
Yeah,
So I was just curious.
I have no idea. I'm not gonna try and answer that.
Of course, it is the council's prerogative how you want to go forward. If you want to approve 1, or 3, or 2, if you want people to come in front of you, or you can deny, you can do whatever you want. It's the council's prerogative.
Well, my first thought is I'd like to have an explanation of what that meant, because that's kind of a serious thing. Now, is there a date that we have to have these turned in by?
Everybody had to be in by May 15th of the weeks. And so everybody is in.
Well, no, into us,
Into
not
us.
in anywhere else,
Okay.
into us by
Okay.
May 15th, yeah.
Okay, I thought there was a deadline.
I'm happy to ask the question, and if something's up, bring them in, have them come to the next council.
Yeah, was that form, was that provided to you by them?
I've never seen it.
Where, how did that get into this?
It was in their packet.
Oh, okay. I didn't see
It was
that. Okay.
part of the Yeah, it was in their packet.
A lot of them.
Was it because, is this the one that has changed ownership?
Yes.
And that very well could be the reasoning behind it, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't, can't say that for sure, but I do know that it has changed ownership.
It has changed ownership, yeah.
Okay. Well, I was.
But, and it does say it's filing a final Indiana Business Tangible Personal Property Assessment. So,
was just
I think
curious.
clarity is important. I 100% agree with you.
I would move that we invite Kyocera to come back in.
Okay? And table their tax abatement request. Okay?
Second that.
Okay, I have a motion by Jennifer to table Kyocera and ask them to come in person. And second by Ryan for the discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous on that one. Or those, I guess. So then we have BD2 and quality inspection gauge. What would the council like to do with those Rinley properties?
I would move that we approve both of those.
A second.
Okay, I have a motion by Jennifer and a seconded by Dan to approve the Rinley properties, abatements, and I don't, have we defined if it's the last year or not for those?
Ridley, yes. I think Ridley has one more year.
The second Rinley?
Yes.
Is there more than one Rinley?
Mm, No, I only had one.
Only had one? Okay, then I'm seeing a copy then. Okay,
They both started in 2016, so if they're 10 years.
okay, so,
Another one.
well, BD2 ends up being, they started in.
Yeah, but the completion date is when.
Completion date is
clock
when it
starts, so they
hits,
probably
when it
have
starts
one more
hitting.
year.
Okay.
Yes, I did say that.
Well, anyways, point of the matter is, the motion and second was to approve the Rinley properties and BD2, those abatements. And I have a second, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Okay? Anything else you need from Dale while he's here?
Dale, I have a quick question. Do we have any other ones that were out of compliance for being late?
Not that I'm aware of. We had one, a straggler come in, but it made it in time.
Okay.
So you haven't seen it, but I'm not aware of it.
Okay.
The only other one would have been ADMC, and they haven't filed for several years, so I don't even know if they're even eligible at all anymore. But I know that they were on the list at one point, but.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, Dale.
Thanks, Dale.
Okay, let's see. Next up is ordinance 2026-14. Do I have a motion to read by title only?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tad, seconded by Ryan. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Please read ordinance 2026-14 by title only.
Ordinance 2026-14, an ordinance restating and amending Chapter 52 of Title 5 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Columbia City, Indiana.
So for those of you that were not here last time, basically this is codifying, if you will, what the state and federal government has mandated for us regarding the lead water lines. It gives the ability for us to go onto people's property in order to take care of the water lines that we're mandated to do. As I mentioned last time, it's something where it's not necessarily something we want to do. We always try to work with the person first and foremost. We want to get their permission. But if they are not doing what we have to do, but we're being mandated to do, this gives us the ability to go onto the property and work on the water system, or work on the water lines that are going into their house. I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Marcia, putting you on the spot, but I don't believe this gives us the ability to actually go on into their house. It just gives us the ability to go onto their property, not into their house.
But the property owner still maintains the line to the.
Yes, yes. Property owner still maintains the line from the meter to the house. The challenge is that the state and feds are basically mandating that we have to make sure that that's not lead. So.
I just didn't want us to get the bill for the house to the meter.
Yes, well, we may still end up getting the bill if they don't work on it. We're still working through all those details, but we have to at least figure out what kind of line is between the meter and the home, which is really not even our responsibility, but it is now because the feds are saying that it is.
Ryan, motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ryan, seconded by Tad. Further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Okay. So next up, we're getting into a little unfamiliar territory, but we are getting into the amphitheater project. So Chip has been working really hard with our BOT contractor, if you will, to get the amphitheater to a place that is fundable, getting the amphitheater to a place where it's buildable, all those kind of pieces. Now, in order to effectively fund that, we don't have, $4 million in cash, obviously. And so, but the majority of the funding of this component will come out of the food and beverage tax. There's a little bit of property tax backup in there for sure. But my point of saying all that is the state allows a certain constitutional cap on our debt. And in order to go past that constitutional debt limit, you create a building corporation. You see this when the library built their facility. You saw this when the high school built their facility. This is the way that effectively creates a body that manages the actual building of the facility, paying of the bonds, things like that. So we don't get out of paying for those bonds. We still have all those checks and balances. You guys still get the approval of lots of that stuff. But what this ultimately does is it creates a building corporation. And it also, we have to circulate a petition and get at least 50, we're saying 60, but at least 50 signatures from residents that say, yes, we want this amphitheater to be built. Okay? So that's really what the first resolution is focused on. The second resolution is focused on reimbursing of expenses. So one of the things that we're doing is, for instance, is obviously we have engineering work that has to be a part of this, as a part of the BOT process. Well, in order to get it reimbursed from the bond proceeds, we have to pass a reimbursement, intent to reimburse expenditure resolution. So that's really the focus point of these two things. Again, as I told you before, this just gives us the ability to start moving forward on that. You guys still will have to approve the GMP, the guaranteed maximum price, okay? So this is not like the last step before you'll see this again. You will see the full project and the guaranteed maximum price and all of that stuff that you will get an approval of before we move forward, okay? I know this is a lot of gobbledygook because I'm still learning it in the process. Marcia's been involved in it. We got a lot of help from Lisa Lee at Ice Miller for bond counsel on this process. So we're trying to move the boat forward here. We have to do this before we can go through the GMP and all those kind of pieces. So this is one more step toward the amphitheater. Sure.
It's the wording here on page 19.
Page 19.
Where certificate of the Whitley County Auditor.
Yes.
The petition underneath there, it says State of Indiana, it says City of Whitley.
Okay.
Is that right? I was reading through this and I just like, City of Whitley, page 19. Where the county gets involved with this.
What page in the
Oh,
packet?
wait.
It says City of Whitley.
What page are you on in the packet?
It says, file
Right
203,
here, that should be
page
County of
19.
Whitley, Dan.
That should be County of Whitley?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to make sure everything's worded properly.
Gotcha. Yeah, so we don't have to come back and do it again.
Yeah, so the good thing is, are these all changeable? Did she send these all to us changeable?
Yes.
Yes,
I
yes.
have to look.
So we can get that, we
So-
can modify
so
that.
We can modify,
So-
we
so,
can
yeah,
modify
just
that.
type
You
it.
probably have it too, but you can just
Yeah.
modify that.
Yes,
Okay.
good catch. Okay.
So
Okay.
is this the equivalent of I'm building a house and I'm hiring somebody to general contract?
Sort of. What this is basically to say, number one, we have individuals in the city that actually want this project, right? So that's the petition. But the second part is that we're creating this building corporation that effectively assumes the risks because it's outside of our constitutional debt limit, so it's a mechanism the state allows for us to be outside of that constitutional debt limit. So
So there's no more risk to the city by doing that?
it's no more, no less.
It
It's the
doesn't
same
mitigate
amount.
it either.
Exactly. It's just, all it really is a procedural mechanism to be able to fund
Bypass.
it.
Is that?
So what?
It's a bypass.
It's effectively a bypass of, yes, it's a bypass of the constitutional debt limit that.
Understood.
Yes, so that's what it is, yeah. And again, I'm gonna tell you what I've told you before, which is, we will, when it gets to that GMP time, we will have the full funding package for you all to look at and to say, yes, no, we hate this, we love this, we want it, we don't want it, okay? So,
And if we didn't approve it, there's no other way these kind of projects move forward?
bingo. Bingo, yep.
And it's just because of the cost?
Yes, because of the financing mechanisms that are in place, exactly. Yeah, this doesn't, effectively, if the resolution to create the building corporation and to get the petitions and all that stuff doesn't pass, the project's dead.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion seconded. Further discussion or questions? I'm sorry, it's muddy, but it is what we have to
Oh,
go
can
through.
we do those one at a time, or do you want to do them together?
I need to do them one at a time, I believe, so thank you. So just to clarify, your motion is to approve resolution 2026-16? Okay, and Brent, your second is good?
Yep.
Okay, motion seconded. Further discussion?
I would just say as long as it's fixed, as long as the,
Yes. Is that on the first resolution?
I only noticed it on one.
Okay, but was it on 16 or,
It's on 16.
on 16? Okay, so with the change?
with the correct.
With the correction, okay. And Brent, you're cool with that correction, right?
Yep, with correction.
Okay, motion and seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Next resolution is, oh, I've lost it.
Dash 17.
Yes, thank you. This is for the reimbursement expenditures. Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2020? I'm sorry, we have to read these. I apologize, this is my fault. We're gonna have to go backwards. So we're gonna strike everything that just happened. I'm sorry, completely forgot. Can I have a motion to read resolution 2026-16 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Jennifer, second by Ryan. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Please read resolution 2026-16 by title only.
Resolution 2026-16, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Columbia City authorizing circulation of petition of taxpayers and two appraisals of certain real property.
Do I have a motion by Ryan?
Motion.
And a second by Brent?
With the correction.
With the correction. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Thank you. So sorry. I'm off my game tonight, apparently. Do I have a motion to read resolution 2026-17 by title only?
Motion.
Motion by Ryan.
Second.
Second by Tad. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Please read resolution 2026-17 by title only.
Resolution 2026-17, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Columbia City making its declaration of official intent to reimburse expenditures.
Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2026-17? I have a motion by
moved.
Ryan.
Second.
Second by Jennifer. Further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Thank you. Appreciate that. The timeline's on there as well, so you can kind of see the process that we're working on. That's not the updated timeline, I don't think, so just basically move everything up by back by 2 weeks, so. Okay, with that, let's see, department head reports. Terry.
The work's been completed on the MSF on the door controllers, and we're also working on Bryce and get to full, trying to get the old software to work with the new software and get those up and running. And they're also working on cellular connections for the electric department and out in the county, so they can get their data back over the collection system for meters. That's all I have.
Questions of Terry? Thank you. Chip?
So I've been spending a lot of time on the amphitheater. I think we are working in the right direction, getting it below estimated costs. We'll find out, but that's my anticipation. We did have a bite on the jail, but it's not in our wheelhouse, so we're moving on past that. The test kitchen.
Chip, can I stop you just
Yes.
for clarity's sake for the council, because I don't want to skip over it.
Super vague.
So there is a process where there is a advertisement that's happening right now, just to make sure we've covered all of our bases. We have had one proposal come into the redevelopment commission. Redevelopment commission is looking it over. The assumption is that they probably will decline it. We have to go through a 30-day quiet period, and then we can negotiate with anybody regarding the jail. So the idea is after the 30-day quiet period, that we will go back to those developers and negotiate, because the financial package that was offered was maybe not where we really wanted it. So that's maybe more information for you. It's not that we're doing nothing with the jail, we're still in process, but we have to follow this timeline. Okay?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just hitting the top.
That's
one.
okay. I just saw confused looks and I wanted to make sure they were
Yeah.
clear.
So, I hired a new GIS coordinator, Casey Boggs. He started today, so trying to get him onboarded. I'm hoping that's gonna be good. I'm confident it's gonna be good. And also, we had a request to improve the back end, the north side of Okie Alley. So I've actually been putting a lot of time in that, and hopefully that'll be done within the next 2 months. Better be done within the next 2 months.
Questions of Chip? Thank you. Matt?
New hire started today. Dog park is getting gates on it, so we're ordering the locks and drinking fountains for the dogs and hoses and everything to clean them off with when they get a little dirty and all that stuff. Pool opened Monday. We had a few hiccups, but we got through it. And pickleball courts now are finished by the pool and are open for use.
But no code brown.
There was no code browns, no.
Good. Questions of Matt? Thank you. Kelly?
Yeah, our concrete guys finished up a 50/50 sidewalk in Columbia Shores last week, and we got that dirted and seeded. There's 3 more on the books to do. Brent's one of them, and then we got 2 other ones. We'll probably be doing one on East Ellsworth next. While locates are being called in, we went down to Chauncey Street, North Chauncey on the brick section. There's some low spots in that our crew removed bricks and tried to level them back up. So we're gonna try to hit some of those low spots when we can during some downtime area like that. So started back on that this week. We're working on that. Cash Uher, our newest guy, is working on getting a CDL. He's been working on testing and currently has a instructor out at the MSF that's working on the behind the wheel driving test, getting him ready to take the one, I believe it's in Fort Wayne. And then we started televising sewer line in Section G, which is Deer Path and Hawthorne area.
Questions of Kelly? Thank you. Stranger danger.
Oh my gosh, that's small. New breathing air compressor the new breathing air compressor that I've been yapping about forever is finally in and in operation. The guys are loving it because it actually works. If you just recap, the old one wasn't that old, it just never ran. We had to have it repaired every 2 weeks, it seems. Final inspection for the new engine will be the week of the 22nd. There'll be 3 people going to that final inspection. Zach, Mike McGregor, and I've got to check with Sean Lickey. We'd like Adam to be a part of that final inspection, being our mechanic. I think would really be a good person to go. That is a day of looking at paperwork and going and making sure everything is intact. It is not fun. I did it once. I hated it. 107 is still awaiting repairs. It is still in service, but awaiting repairs. And we've made some changes to some of our hose lays. The guys have been, they've not liked some of the way our hose lays on the truck and how it deploys when you take off, so they've been working diligently to improve that. So they think they found one that they settle upon that they like, and I'm just like, sure. So, other than that.
Questions of Tom? Thank you. Mike?
Tracy State compressed air was in and done all our PM work on our compressors and our blowers. Crew team's been setting flow meters and pulling those, gathering data like they normally do every year. And I sent off to IDEM and I copied you on that, the memorandum for where we are on ammonia. So keeps them up to date and keeps them off our back.
Yep.
So that's all I've got.
I read that we're in good shape is what I read.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they just
As far
haven't really
as far as functionality and the way we're running the place, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's just trying to find a little issue that
source.
we're having here and there, so, but, yeah.
Questions of Mike? Thank you. Gary?
This guy's reports were short, I got quite a bit here. Officer Blocker and Officer Didion completed their 1 month FTO, which is doing well in that. Guys are pleased with that. They're thinking that going to the academy for working the roads helps them. So we'll see how that goes. They're doing well. Officer Blintek has officially started and transitioned right in. Officer Myers is doing well. He should be released from FTO here soon. So things are looking good for scheduling. Memorial Day run, the parade went well. It was a great day for it. Temperatures weren't too hot. Sunshine, so everything worked good. Dispatch is going good. So everything else, day to day.
Questions of Gary? Thank you. Marcia?
Nothing?
Leslie?
I have nothing.
A couple of things. Yes, I agree. Memorial Day parade and ceremony went beautiful. Beautiful day, and as beautiful as that ceremony can be. That was good. Last week we had our final youth council meeting, which was great. We worked a lot up the aquatic center. There was still a lot of weeds even after the first pass and stuff, and got through a lot of those, and also worked on the signs on both ends of the city. I also hosted the Mayor's Commissioners Caucus last Wednesday at our aquatic center, so got to show off that amenity, although it was a little chilly that day, but we survived. So this Friday, I am doing a special lunch with the mayor with our assessor, Kim Erdwood. And I think the reason I felt like it was really necessary was to explain the assessment process, understand how much the state guidance leads that process, that it's not just some random person saying, oh, we're gonna add 50,000 to your house, we're gonna add 20,000 to your house, oh, I like you, so you're gonna be minus 20,000. So I just say all that to say that is, I have promised her I will try to keep that as good and information focused as possible on that, because I think it's just important to educate the public of why and how that process happens, because it's really easy to open your mail and say, oh, my assessment went up $60,000, that can't be right. Well, there's a process of why that happened that way. I'm not saying that's the right process or not, but it's important to know what that process is. So Thursday, we are giving out mailboxes to the Troy School students, graduates, so that's exciting that we're already to that point. Also, Veterans Treatment Court is that afternoon as well. Budget meetings are set up for next week, so we're going to be working through the budget with my department heads. And then a week from this Friday is the CCHS graduation mailbox pass out as well. So lots of cool things happening. Westgate, Board of Works approved the Westgate Phase 3 contract today. We don't have dates yet on when that will start, but we'll definitely call a neighborhood meeting. So I'll let you two know on that. And I will tell you, we're a little concerned about, let me rephrase. So for the second month in a row, the governor has suspended the gas tax. That is direct money that goes into our MVH and LRS accounts to fund road repairs. And so AIM is asking the governor's office and the legislature to consider backfilling that account with the surplus that they keep boasting about, so that we can continue to maintain the roads, not just for Columbia City, but for all the cities and towns and counties across the state. So we're having that conversation as well, but I just want to give you a heads up. I don't know what that looks like from a funding standpoint, but and we're also working on LIT, the MUST meetings. I know I think they've appointed somebody, but we have not heard any more about that. We did get some information from Baker Tilly last week, and Leslie and I are having a meeting with them tomorrow to just look through, make sure we have a good understanding of what Baker Tilly says our income tax capacity is. And then after we have a good understanding, we'll make sure you all have that information as well, so. I think that's all I got for right now. Dan? Jennifer?
Well, there's been a lot of discussion out in the community about the sound of vehicles. And
yes.
annoyance and irritation.
Yes.
So that is causing a lot of people, and a lot of people are feeling a little frustrated about it. I wanted to let everyone know that I spoke with our esteemed Chief of Police, Gary Parrott. This is indeed a violation of the noise ordinance.
It is.
This is not something to be tolerated. If it's bothering you, call dispatch.
Yep.
Try to get a description of the vehicle or vehicles that are doing this in your neighborhood.
Better yet, if you can get a license plate number.
Yes.
That will also help us, yes.
Yes, or
Uh-huh.
video, or whatever
Yes.
you need to have. Again, it is a violation of the noise ordinance. I have heard from parents whose children have been awakened from naps, adults on different shifts being awakened, and, you know.
Yeah.
It's about respect for everybody and everybody's peace, and so.
I heard a boombox last night for the first time. You know, it's good.
Yeah. And there were some fireworks last night, I think, too,
Yeah.
so.
I think fireworks are probably within the
They are.
period of
They are
time.
permitted yesterday, not today, but yes, you're right. Gary, do you want to address that since Jennifer brought it up real quick? Just what you guys are doing regarding the noise
Yeah,
ordinance?
absolutely. So I sent out an email a couple weeks ago because I've got some calls myself and the guys that they make sure that we're like out enforcing these ordinances and noise violations. If you hear it, stop them, use your discretion.
Yep.
And whatever you feel you need to do at that time, and just explain to people that, obviously we want to keep our community.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of those things where it wouldn't be annoying if it was an occasional thing, but I know over in my district, we're hearing it every day.
Yeah.
Multiple times a day.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if someone's just driving around, just going through all the neighborhood. If it's one person, multiple people, we haven't figured that out yet, so.
Yep.
We're trying to,
If I could hear it.
trying to find the problem.
Right.
Trying to find the problem.
Dan can hear it, wow.
If I could hear it.
Tom, do you have something to say?
Just clarification on the fireworks, there was no confusion. There's not open fireworks between now and the 4th. It is.
Well, the week before, whatever that is, yeah.
Right, the way it sounded a minute ago, though, it sounded like we're in the dates that we can do fireworks. It was
Gotcha.
because it was
Yeah.
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day
There's a
weekend.
period of time for Memorial Day.
Yes.
Yes.
And a
Yes.
separate period of time
Is that
for
city
4th of
ordinance?
July
That is
That's
city
state.
ordinance, yes.
as well.
Well, yeah, so
The
the
state
state
allows
has an
year-round.
ordinance. What?
The state allows them year-round. We fought that in Terre Haute.
I was gonna say that, so state ordinance, gives us the ability, yes,
Correct.
we can be more
Very
strict,
strict, right?
except that there are certain dates that we are mandated that we have to allow. So we have to allow the, I don't know, like June 20-something through July, like 6th or 8th or something like, it's a long period of time. But then from a local ordinance standpoint, we also approved Memorial Day, is it Labor Day?
Yeah, and then
Fourth, or
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve is a state mandate, so yeah. But again, we have all, by the way, if anybody is watching, we have all that information on the city website in a special form to talk about that, so. You have anything else, Jennifer?
No.
Okay.
We'll get it.
Chad, you're up.
I have nothing.
Okay, Brent,
I got nothing.
Ryan, anything from the audience?
I'll just give a quick update. Once
Sure.
a month, we have the Indiana Small Business Development Center in our office, and that day was today, and actually, we had 3 Columbia City, kind of a business that's growing, and a couple of startups, so it's fun to see that as a free service, and entrepreneurial spirit is doing good in the community, and it's fun to help.
Great, thank you. Anything else? Okay, we are going to conclude the council meeting, and we'll move toward CIP committee. Ooh, I don't know what that did. Hold on. Gotta figure out.
I'm just the public. But I have to move because I want to see his facial expressions.
You could sit there at any time because no one sits there.
Well, I didn't know if this was just the media or.
Media hasn't sat there in a place for probably 4 years.
Oh, okay.
I'll send you an email and get together on
Oh, that's not
the
right.
few other things I wanted.
Yeah, I got
I don't know which one that is.
the agreements on the
Should
record.
state
I got
them
two
all
versions.
together, but my brain wasn't working that way.
Yeah. Sorry, look at those two.
Petty.
I like
But I'm
that.
gonna-
Is that a real
Typically, I
tree?
put a PDF. Those I'm gonna give to
Are you gonna take out the weird prison thing?
Sure. But anyway,
Okay,
we'll talk.
sounds good. Thanks, Marcia.
I am plugging away, believe it or not.
You're good.
I hear about it almost daily from somebody.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, there's never enough sun.
We were oversold, and by the time we got it, that's what we
We're just trying to know where I don't know what's going on with this.
Normally,
Is this camera two? Why is camera two here? Well, that's, what in the world is going on here? I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. Okay, well, we will fix it. Sorry, everybody that's watching the live stream. Okay, Jim.
All right, so.
2 things for us tonight, right?
Yes, actually 2.5, if I can be honest. Before you is some pamphlets. We are having the AIM Board of Directors coming to Columbus City, July 29th and 30th. We would like to kind of shine the Chrysler Building and add some different aspects to Okie Alley. So in front of you, you have, we're going to remove the trellis is what I would like to say that we were going to do. And bring in the, as you can see by the, there's 2 of the pink. So it'd be, you'd see the pink cherry tree, then the white and green, and then the pink cherry tree. They are 12 feet high, 12 feet wide, UV resistant coatings, everything. Right now, if we order them now, we're probably gonna get them in time. I wanna order them now. I'm not being pushy, don't take it that way. So we have, there's 45 days of transportation, building, and fabrication, all that. If we don't get them ordered soon, it's another $6,000 for expedited shipping. I don't want to have to go that way. And so we did see, the mayor and I were in Vegas and saw a beautiful, but it was only probably 8 foot tall, cherry tree that was lit. I wanted to go down that pathway, but I was nervous that a kid walking up breaking a limb. So these trees will be, should be roughly 10 feet tall underneath. So, I mean, you would have to put an effort in, which I'm sure they will do. But then I could not find anybody. I loved those trees when I found them. And so I'm going to also wrap them in LEDs. So they do, you know, the pink one will have pink LEDs, white will have white. I'm requesting 20,000. I think, I don't know what the install is going to look like. I'm sure there's going to be concrete involved. And so I want to account for that. I also want to account for the LED lights, and I want to buy a couple more chairs, table and chairs. So I would like to request, you know, a $20,000, not to exceed $20,000 budget for this project. I think it'll transform. I'm nervous. I'm apprehensive of blocking the view of the courthouse, but I still think if you step back far enough, you'll see it. It'll be under all the utility wires. I measured all the utility lines that are overhead. But I think after you go through the woods or whatever, the forest, the cherry forest, then you'll open up and see the courthouse. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's going to take away a couple of those pictures, but I think that the pictures that we do create from it are going to be better. Because I like to say that's always been a very picturesque alley for me.
Yeah, I think one of the things that, I guess I'll say, turned me on most to this design is, again, the Japanese flavor of the cherry blossom trees, right? And you know, when we originally did Okie Alley, or put together Okie Alley, there was a vision of what those wooden structures would look like, and then after they worked on them and stuff, they just couldn't get them to where they wanted to be. And while I think that there is some artistic element to it, I really feel like this is going to completely change the feel of that, of that alley. And so yes, I'm hosting the AIM Board of Directors here, and that is an important part, but I really feel like those wooden structures actually are more of a deterrent in that alley than what they were supposed to be, if you will. And it,
I
again.
will say they just never really measured up to what the expectations
Exactly,
would be.
100%.
There's not really an aesthetic value to them. The sun is never
For 1 hour, maybe, it's right here.
You get, it looks like LED lights for an hour. It's like, if you catch it at the right angle, it's like, oh, there are white lights shining down, but it's,
Most of the time, that's
No.
not the case.
Yes.
And,
When I put together a map, what is your point of focus? What is the one thing you want to see when you look at that alley?
Yeah.
What is your point of focus? It's like when I make a map. So I have to make sure whatever I was making before, what's the first thing you see? And what is the,
and honestly, I was fully prepared to hire an architecture firm, and we were going through the timeline, and they gave some ideas, and it did not fit our design idea of what we had. Because when we saw this cherry tree in Vegas, it was like, our eyes lit up.
right.
And so, I would love to got that, but they were, we were talking about umbrellas and different sculptures. I just think that this will just,
This just gives a neat, like, permanent springtime
Yeah.
in the alley. Like, it will always be
Yes.
beautiful for pictures.
yeah.
how well, I mean, they're beautiful, absolutely. How well do they handle the winter?
We're gonna find out. They're coming out of California. They are made for outdoors. Cause that was, it's funny, I've been charging the mayor double time because I've been communicating with at night because that's their hours.
He's lying, by the way, that's
His
a
salary.
joke. That's a joke.
Sorry, I am being recorded. But, I said, these are gonna have to hold up to winter, and they said, we will, make them for the winter. So,
And you said that they were a little heavier duty.
yes,
Like,
they have.
there was a lesser version that you looked at.
They
but-
make them a lot for hotels, but these are made for outdoors, hotels and restaurants,
And
so.
the UV coating is a part of that, so that you won't have as much of the sun beat down, if you will.
Yeah.
So for the 1 hour,
Yeah. Do we already have cameras in that alley?
we do,
So if we see somebody climbing on them, we can.
yes.
And we can also, even now, putting these, we can put in more.
Okay.
I mean, we have all the capability now.
Yeah. And actually on that point, we may have to adjust them up and down a little bit because of these trees. But again, Alley Scoops, they have really tried to do what they can to beautify a portion of the alley as well and stuff. And so I do appreciate what they've done there. I just,
Give me a
to your
little
point.
ice cream.
But I will say, I'll tell you, I mean, Chip's not lying when he said, like, our eyes lit up when we saw these, because it was,
Yeah, I mean, I
it just makes so much sense with the
scoured
theme
and
of that
scoured.
alley.
I just have to say, I'm a big fan of adding whimsy wherever you can. This lights up all the whimsy.
Yes.
So is this the company that made the ones that you guys saw?
No, they were so FYI, they were a Christmas light decoration, and they just threw that one out there. They never made another cherry.
That we saw, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They-
my next question to you is, do we know that because these are being made, do we know that they don't have an obscene odor to them? Like a plasticky smell? Because I know that a lot of I tried the fake flowers this year, like the petunias that you can, and
I'll
they
reach out to
smelled
them tonight.
horrible. I just don't want us to get into a situation because it being the alley, that it has
Sure.
an odor that.
Fair.
Well, I was actually, we even went down the path of ginkgo. I showed the mayor, but the ginkgos were yellow.
Were yellow,
And the
so
pink
they
and
all-
the yellow just did not.
And with the pink on the wall, it just.
That was my thought while I was sitting here.
Yeah,
It's like,
because they do
oh,
make ginkgos, but they only make yellow ginkgos.
That's
Yeah.
when they're kind of.
But I am curious to that point.
I will ask.
I do wonder if they make, and again, I don't know if it's different material, but if they make these for like hotel lobbies and stuff, or
You would assume there wouldn't be.
I would assume that
Restaurants
there
and-
wouldn't be, but I think it's a valid question to
Yeah.
ask for sure. Yeah, I think it's a valid question to ask, so.
My only other question is, if there is concrete work that needs to be done, are you gonna work with the street department to have that concrete done? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're not contracting that, no.
No,
Okay.
I don't want
I
to
just wanted
exceed
to-
20,000.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Have you made any kind of like rendering of what this looks?
No, I'm not that artistic. I was thinking about doing an overhead one, but I'm
Makes
like,
me want to.
I was gonna say, I almost wanna just like, I almost wanna just wait and to see, once we put it in, what people say about it. Cause I
Yeah,
think,
that would be a really fun surprise.
that's kind of where I'm going with it, obviously.
I mean, I'm
like,
almost,
but still.
we would probably have, I've even kicked around, let's close down the alley and kind of tarp it off, but then Alex Scoops is gonna lose her mind.
Yeah,
And,
Make a tunnel.
yeah, that's true, make a tunnel.
yeah.
But I still, but again, I don't think, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think once we get these in, I mean, the hope is that we can get them put up pretty quickly, cause we'll be on a little bit of a timeline.
I can see that becoming a new destination. for
100%.
Prom pictures, wedding pictures.
I mean, it already is, and it's really, I mean,
Yeah.
there's pretty parts of it, but again, the wooden structures are not.
I think it'll kind of shade to where I gave it a deep, dark critique the other day, and there's areas that are bland. You know, and I think they'll take your eye away from the bland areas. And I even was telling the mayor, I don't know my budget-wise what's gonna fit in after concrete and everything, but I was like even thinking, Amazon sells fake bonsai trees, putting shelves, you know, whatever excess, putting shelves, wiring them down so they can't be sold, but, you know, stacking like 4 or 5 bonsai trees up on a wall, just to kind of, you know, keep it, because I reached out to the company, I'm like, they're like, oh, okay, and then I sent the story of Shinzo Oki to them, and they're like, oh, this is even better. So yeah, they've been a great company to work with, so hopefully.
That might
Sure,
even
so.
make regionally something people are interested in going to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, again, I mean, and that's what I keep saying is like, again, this is one way we can make a destination better. We can make people like, oh man, we gotta go check out those trees, right? Like, we gotta go, and then, again, hopefully, they go and get some sushi, or they get some Mexican, or they get some Italian,
Get some
or
ice cream.
get some ice cream, or whatever the case is.
Yeah, I mean, this is all, the best thing about this job is trying to figure out what's in his head and get it out. And we
It's a
have
dark
some-
place in there, I'll tell you.
We have some very great heated conversations sometimes, because sometimes we're not on the same page, but I feel like this time, you know, I hope I'm getting his vision for it.
So the funny part, what he's not telling you is the first couple of things I looked at and went, nope, 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 try again.
And the best part was Lori Shipman was there, and I just kind of just stood there, and she goes, I think he said no to all of them, you can move now. And I'm like,
So, anyways, but,
So if we do end up
Yes.
doing this, it would be really cool to get like a time-lapse video of the installation
Yeah.
happening.
yeah. I wonder,
You want to see me beat my head against the,
but I bet we can with one of our cameras, we
I'm
probably
sure,
can see that.
I'm sure we can even move it up, so.
So, any questions, comments, concerns about that? I mean, I know I know we're spending money on a pretty, but I just really feel like the alley is at the point where we really do need to give it a little zip. And I think what we've heard, especially from Alex Scoops, is that there's some beautification that needs to happen there, and I think we're just at that place, especially on the heels potential, or really on the verge of a downtown revitalization project. This kind of maybe can build some momentum,
A
if you will.
good example
so.
of like what's possible.
Yes, exactly, so, ooh, throughout the whole downtown, I'm just kidding.
I was going there.
I know you're, I read your mind.
I always
so.
come, I'm like, we're 90% city, this is really my idea. We're 90% city, and we're all good with it, it's good. But I feel like there's 10% that we can just really make this, you know, just pop. And so I think this is one of those.
Always in bloom.
Always in bloom. Okay, so, this will come out of, what, long-term unplanned? Long-term unplanned projects? Can I get a motion to approve, up to 20,000?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion seconded, further discussion. All those in favor show by the usual sign. It is unanimous. Thank you. And we have a late bloomer on this one, we have one more. I think we have
Yes,
one more.
I've had discussions with them. I'm going to say the name wrong, and I'm very sorry. If you want to correct me. I'm trying to look through my notes even if I did write it down correctly. 1897, as you might know, is moving from Van Buren Street, where they're currently at, down to the Van
The
Buren.
Van Buren, yeah.
And going to expand greatly. Part of that, and the family, it's a family, husband and wife and their son. They're actually great people. They had no clue what they were doing when they bought it. They always wanted to do this, but I mean, they will talk your leg off. Husband really not, but she will. And it's like, they're doing things backwards, but they're doing it right. I mean, I don't know, didn't you go in on Friday night or something to pick up carry out?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in there multiple times, so yeah.
And there's a line
Yeah,
most days
it's
to
busy.
get in and get the food. So what they're doing is right, it's just they don't know. But so they're moving down to the Van Buren and they've requested $5,000 to, they're putting a hood in and actually going to cook french fries, 'cause you can't barbecue without french fries, and some other things like that, onion rings. So they actually came through the
So they were one of the companies that met with Indiana Small Business Development Center today.
And so-
It's pretty impressive the amount of personal dollars they put into this, and they partnered with Andy Moore, who owns the building, and he's invested quite a bit, so.
I think he's put over 50 grand in.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, I think, you know, as we always say, this is one of those businesses where I think future on, the Van Buren, even if they go out of business, the Van Buren will always have a restaurant in it now,
Yeah.
because they're putting that capital in it. And so I would just like to request a $5,000 match for their hood. We've done that with, for fact, the Junction, we did that 2 years ago, I feel like, and they are actually moving to the current the old move over, and they're going to come back and get that 5,000. So I don't think that we're giving out the big numbers like we had in the past. I don't really want to give out the big numbers, but I think we're setting a good precedent with just a $5,000. We gave Pickles 5,000 and Junction 5,000. So I'm just requesting 5,000 for them.
Yeah.
Are we doing it in a split, 25 and then 25?
I think
Upon
they need it.
completion? 25 to begin
What do you
and then
think?
upon
What's the
completion?
split?
Splitting like 25 now, and if they last a year, 25, or?
I will say, if you do the 5, specifically for the hood,
Hood.
it'll stay in the building, and Andy being the property owner, it's gonna be there. If you wanna do that, I'll just say, they're growing exponentially, and they need as much help as they can get right now.
I do think that those hood placements are something that gets in the way of a lot of ideas. Like if it's not there, it's making people look at other places to put.
For a fact, that's gonna be my part 3, but we are looking to put a true hood at the Marshall Building, and the hood's like 59,000, and then you add the labor of another 17,000.
59,000 or 5,900?
59,000. And so, you know, but we're going through brick and all this stuff and block.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, it's different.
It's the full system, not just the hood itself.
Yeah, you know, and so we're doing everything. And so, but yeah,
I
it's.
think it makes a situation where if it doesn't work out for one business, it's
Still there.
ready to go for
Yeah.
the next one that
Because
wants
I think
to
that's
do
been
it.
a drawback of the Van Buren is they haven't had a kitchen.
Yeah.
And I think
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
by making this investment, we're helping that business
It-
as a hall that's, used for weddings and wedding receptions.
Well, they couldn't get a liquor license, they got a liquor license. I mean, a lot of momentum's building for the Van Buren. So I'm just asking for 5,000 if.
I'm just surprised at the low number compared to what
Well,
we've done.
they-
in the other
they'll
I'm
they'll
sure.
probably come also for a small facade grant.
For redevelopment?
For redevelopment.
Yeah. Well, and again, keep in mind, I think Chip has, after some of the bigger projects that we've helped over the past couple of years, I think Chip has really pulled the reins back and told people like, listen, we don't know what the future of our lit is going to look like, right? Like, that's the whole purpose of the MUS meetings, is to figure out what it's gonna look like. And so I think Chip's been very forthright with people to say, like, without knowing what the future is, we're not being as, I'll say generous with dollars to help support.
And two, when we started this program, we had Square, Senior Fajitas, and the Nook. That was our 3 downtown businesses.
Yeah.
You know, we used it for pickles, we've used it for Northside Tokyo, and we built a food culture downtown. It's incredible. It's just getting people downtown to realize, for example, Chibo, my new employee's like, what's that? Is that Mexican? No, it's the best Italian you'll ever eat, you know? And so getting that word out that.
It's very good.
And yeah, and it's just like, but we've got this, I feel like we've built the culture. I don't feel like we need to expend outside of our pocketbook to.
$20,000 for 2 trees and we like.
Yeah.
We spent
Yeah.
No, is it?
It's
It's 3 trees, thank you very much. It's 3 trees, thank you very much.
Full grown, you can't get big trees like that, Dan.
Yes, yes.
I'm just being a
Yes.
smart aleck.
No.
Wait, I thought it was, okay.
Is that a motion to approve 5,000 for the hood system?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Second.
Motion second. Further discussion? All those in favor should put the usual sign. It is unanimous.
Now, not bringing this, but we are I call it Cat's Kitchen because it's Kathleen Bollinger that does it. She has this vision. She brought in Tinkle's Restaurant Equipment Service. They brought in brick. They brought an electrician. We have this team working on this incredible kitchen at the test kitchen. I might have to come back and ask for some money at some point. I don't like staying this late for after meetings, so I'm not gonna but we'll see. Just kind of teasing you.
Well, and I will also say that the last couple of years, we put money into the test kitchen on CIP that has not necessarily gone spent, if you will. So I know I'm not accounting for every dollar by any means, but I think there is some of that potentially. But again, I don't want to cross that bridge till we know actual.
I need numbers. I have no numbers right now, and so I'm just kind of pre-warning you, so.
Okay, we ready to go? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.